provision which provides for the fortuitous event clause.
Sir, I agree with you that contract is law between the parties, but my question is, under existing law and under the regulations of the DNR, is force majeure an exemption?
Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair, we checked so far. We haven't found any.
Neither have I,
exception.
because I read it too. So what is the basis of including that, if at all? Yes, ma'am. What's your name, ma'am?
Attorney Sascon, Mr.
Attorney?
Chair. Attorney Sascon, Josephine Sascon.
Yes, ma'am. You are with?
MGP, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
The force majeure is stated in RA 7942, the Philippine Mining Act, as well as DAO 2010-21, the implementing rules and regulations.
What section, ma'am? What section of 7942?
7942, it is provided under the definition of terms, Section 3, RA 7942. And for DAO 2010-21,
Okay.
it is also under the definition of terms.
It's in the
and-
definition of terms, ma'am, but where is it used? In the law.
Under the DAO 2010-21 po, it is stated under the terms and conditions of the FTA.
In the law muna tayo. Sa law muna tayo, ma'am.
Sa law po, Mr. Chair, wala po siyang nakalagay.
Dinefine lang yun.
Dinefine lang po.
Wala po nakalagay kung saan gagamitin.
Wala po.
Tapos sa DAO, ano yun?
Sa DAO 2010-21, yung pong IRR ng RA 7942, it is also indicated under the definition of terms as well as under the terms and conditions of FTA only.
That,
Under FTA only.
what do you mean by FAA only, ma'am?
Yung sa financial and technical...
FTA, yeah,
Opo,
FTA.
opo, FTA. Nandun po siya sa terms and conditions ng FTA.
Sa EP,
Sa EP, sir, wala po eh. Pero, according to Sir Danny, it is provided in the permit.
no, that's my problem, ma'am. Kung wala sa batas, sinong nagmagaling na nilagay yun doon? Again, this is one of the reasons it seems na pinangahawakan ng apply, wala namang ginagawa, ang gusto lang talaga i-flip at ibenta. At habang hindi flip at binibenta, nakatenga yun doon. At dahil i-flip at ibibenta niyan, nadadagdagan ngayon yung may kakayahan sana na gawin yon, yung exploration, kesa diretso na sanang magastos sa pag-explore, kailangan pa ngayon siyang bayaran at kailangan pa niya mangumisyon. Why is that being done? And then he's given the right to keep it and sell it after several decades. Makilala would be a good example. Out of curiosity, sir, Engineer Delanya, si Tambuli ba may MPSA bang natuloy ito? Kahit isa?
Negative, sir.
Oh, ilan ang EP niya?
Ang sa pagka...
I don't know this person from Adam, ah. I just got his name from you, but ilan ang EP niya na ginrant to your knowledge?
Ang pag-alam ko, sir, yung Tamboli, dalawa po ito eh. And both were purchased ng grupo ng makilala.
Exactly. E di pinagkakitaan lang niya. Inupuan, pinagkakitaan to the detriment of the Filipino people and if at all the economy. Tapos gobyerno pa bumili at nagbayad, anak ng tinapa naman, para tayong ginisa sa sariling mantika eh. Don't you agree and don't you see it?
Yeah.
So attorney, again, what is the basis if at all of including that in all, as a lawyer, in all the licenses granted? If it is not in the law, why put it there? We own the rights to that. In fact, we own the minerals. The state owns the minerals. Why will we bend over backwards to the applicant and give this benefit? And put it in the contract? It's a civil code concept, I understand that. But let them allege it. Why are we putting it in the contract? Lahat po ba ng EP ganyan? Since time immemorial?
Mr. Chair, ever since, I believe it was not revised. It is still the template for the EP.
Since, can you give me a year? Since time immemorial?
Since 1995. I believe, sir, from the enactment of RA 7942, which is 1995.
Well, I agree with you with respect to FTA, but our discussions earlier was with respect to EP. Sabi ko, wala ako nakita eh.
Wala.
Kaya sabi ko, nakita ko dun sa definition of terms, pero walang sinabi kung saan gagamitin at anong application. Do you agree, ma'am, as a lawyer, you're with MGB, right?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
That is the main reason why licenses, EPs are being held onto by certain people that have no intention whatsoever of actually exploring and simply waiting for the proper time to sell it to someone who might be interested. Do you even have the capacity to investigate if indeed his or her claim of force majeure is valid?
Yes, sir, we can validate that on the ground.
How? Security situation, o ganyan. O, paano? Na may nanggugulo, what do you do exactly? You get a police report? What if the ground is security situation, hindi ko ma-implement because of the peace and order situation? Anong gagawin nyo?
Actually, from the central officer, i-require namin ng regional offices to validate and one thing more to support their report would be submitting yung certification from the PNP na there is such a thing as yung merong peace and order problem din sa area.
Like what, sir? Like what?
May mga ambush, merong clash between yung mga
Sir, I'll give you an
doon.
example. The directors are here. Tell me if I'm right. O may inambush ang NPA na matagal nang wala nangyayari. Is that a ground to suspend the EP for him to ask for fortuitous event, to use the fortuitous event clause? Is that enough? O kailangan ba teritoryo ng MILF yan nun? O ng MNLF nun? Ngayon, kung teritoryo ng MNLF at MILF yan nun, ba't nyo ginrantan to begin with? Hindi ba alam ng direktor yun? Again, sir, sorry, I can't see how you can feign ignorance or the directors can feign ignorance on the peace and order situation even from the time they applied. Na may nagpatayan, fortuitous event na, what would qualify? Na may inambush na minero din, fortuitous event? What are your guidelines, sir? That's the problem with the fact that it's not in the law, it's not in the regulation, it's left to your own discretion. To say, okay lang, fortuitous event. That's my main problem with that. Not only does it have no basis in the law and in regulations, but when you now decide whether it will qualify as a fortuitous event or not, you're left to your own vices to decide and call the shots. Forgive me for insinuating, but I've held the theory always that discretion always equals corruption. Minimize discretion, you minimize corruption. Eliminate discretion, you eliminate corruption. So dapat, dinumero, ito ang fortuitous event para mag-qualify ka rito. Eh, ni wala ang fortuitous event, nilagay natin eh. Eh, di lalo pa. Forgive me, sir, for engaging in a monologue, but it's frustrating. But so, what is the solution for EPs? Again, on 2 scores. 1, bakit ganun katagal i-grant ang isang application? I guess it applies to 2 things. The area and the applicant, if they are qualified. Tama? Number 2, bakit nyo ina-extend na tumatagal ng dekada na wala namang nangyayari doon sa ground? So let's start, sir. What are the requirements for EP aside from the qualifications of the applicant? Yung area, may requirement ba sa area? Wala. Can I just apply for any area not excluded by the law? The usual, hindi agrarian reform, hindi protected area. Pagpasok siya doon, wala na, di ba? That's the only requirement with respect to area, di ba? Na hindi siya kasama sa 5 o 4 na excluded areas, di ba? Would that be correct? Tama, sir? Next is the applicant already. Next is the applicant already, the qualification of the applicant. Tama po. Now let's go to the qualification of the applicant. Right now, you're at 100 million, authorized, paid up, 6.25. That was established by mere regulation. Right? It's not in the law. 10 million nga lang dati yan, in-increase nga ng 100 million lang yan eh. Di ba, noong 2013, as you said, can't you or aren't you considering increasing it again? Clearly, 6.25 million is not enough, come on, to explore an area for its mineral content. Clearly, ah. So why are we sitting on it? Kindly, sir, please.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir. Les Attorney.
actually, we have proposed guidelines for streamlining, and we propose a higher paid-up capital for the corporation in the amount of 25 million, and for the individual applicants in the amount of 10 million paid up.
10 million paid up. Ilan ang authorized? Same?
Same pa rin po. Same pa rin po.
Same pa rin at 100 million?
Opo. Bali yung paid up lang po yung tinaasan to ensure na makover po yung requirements po to implement the work programs.
Saan galing ma'am yung 25? Saan galing yung figure ng 25? Meaning, tinignan ba nyo kung magkano talaga yung gastos? Saan ba ginagastos yan? Magkano ba ginagastos para mag-explore in 2 years? Magkano ba ginagastos para mag-explore in 4 years, 6 years, 8 years? Ilang tao ba kailangan? Ilang equipment ang kailangan? Kung bibili siya ng equipment, magkano? Kung rerentahan niya yung equipment, sigurado ko, talo siya rin, magkano? I mean, where is the 25 million based? Clearly, suntok sa buwan at hula yung 6.25 million. So, saan din galing yan yung 25? In fact, my next question is, ba't ka ba nagtitipid? Why are you so light-handed in giving away what is owned by the state? Ba't ka takot gawing 50 million? Ba't ka takot gawing fully paid? Fully paid yung authorized capital stock dapat. Meaning, para sure talaga tayo ng gagalaw. You know as a lawyer, right? That as soon as they file it with the SEC, di ba? Kaya nilang tanggalin yung pera uli eh. Oh, ba't ka nagtitipid? Ba't di mo na gawin buo? Hindi, di ba?